All right, we got some fish out here hanging around. We'll see if we can get us one. You can see, there goes my bait falling down about 23, 24 feet out. And then once it gets about where it needs to be, I just kill it, especially fishing with a minnow. There we go. That didn't take long. Little keeper. Him and some more of his friends are down there hanging around. All right, there it goes. About 15 feet out. I'm gonna have to turn the tromometer head just a little. So there's my bait actually at, you can see there's a fish coming after it at about 15 feet. He just swam right to it. He bumped it. There we go. Oh yeah, that's a slab right there. Nice one. Super healthy fish for it to be August the 10th. It's probably a 10.5, 11-inch fish, but just super healthy. Trying my best to show the screen and the bait. So there's my bait falling down at 15, 16 feet. There it is right there, the 2 dots. And now that I'm right there around them in the right depth, just hold it still. A lot of the times, I mean, you will see fish eat your bait on livescope, but a lot of times when I'm fishing like this, I just use it to, there we go. I just use it to get my depth right, and then once I'm in the right zone, the minnow does the work. Another nice one. It's number 3. All right, so there it goes. See, I'm gonna turn this up so you can maybe see it better. There goes that bait falling down. Like I was saying a minute ago, once I get it in the zone, I just keep a tight line. And I've learned from guiding, like a lot of times, I mean, like I said, you can sit here and watch your bait and watch them eat it, but more times than not, you just want to get it in that depth zone and then just let it sit still and let the minnow do the work. It's number 4, and if you watch my last crappie video, me and Emma actually fishing here with a jig, and it was kind of a struggle. So they're on those, this time of the year, they're on those minnows. It's hard to come by a jig bite. All right, so I'm gonna show you how I rig my minnow up. So step 1, you gotta have your minnow bucket. Go get you some minnows from Mackenzie Bait and Tackle. You gotta have an aerator this time of the, I mean, all times of the year, but especially in the summertime. It's just too hot out here. Even with this cooler weather we've had, these minnows won't live very long. But take your minnow, always hold them upside down, right through the top and bottom lip, and you're good to go. And we'll try to do it where I hook the minnow and then just drop it down and catch us one. So these fish are actually right up under the boat. So there goes my bait down there to them. See, a couple look like they're about to swim over there. There we go. Saw that swimming through. School of spots. I knew that wouldn't crappie. Them little jokers are swimming 100 miles an hour. They cannot resist those little minnows. That's all they're doing right now is running around and eating bait fish. There we go. Little guy. A lot of times if there's a bunch of fish on a spot and they're not really biting, sometimes they'll be little, like this one. There we go. This fish is down there deep. Sitting in 26, 27, that fish is on the bottom, or this group is on the bottom. Just a little keeper. All right guys, here's how I rig my minnow up. So obviously I've got this little fancy minnow bucket. It's got the lid and holder for my bubbler and the minnow net. So I get my minnow, Mackenzie's bait and tackle's got all this. I hook it upside down and you're good to go. But like I said, you gotta have the minnow bucket that's got the foam on the inside of it. Obviously you gotta have your net, and then the big thing is some nice fresh water this time of the year, and then that aerator. But you can see there's that bait falling down to that group. Go ahead and flip the bell over. They're down there about 23, 24 feet, and he's got it. Like clockwork. Not a real big one, but just a nice little keeper. The foam bucket is very important because one time I had this little Yeti cooler, like a 30 size, and I was like, oh yeah, this Yeti is gonna keep them nice and cool. And I put me an aerator in there, and I got out here and it was June or July when I first started guiding a couple years ago. And I got out here on a trip, and I hadn't gotten minnows earlier that morning, and got out here about 7 in the evening, got to the first spot, opened up the minnow bucket, the little cooler, that Yeti, and every single one of them was dead. And I'm thinking, what in the world? Like, it had cold water in it, it had the aerator going, everything was right, but the one thing that I did not have was an aerator. I mean, I'm sorry, the foam inside the bucket. So I told my granddad about it the next day, because like it was an evening trip, so I got back to the house and it was late, everybody's already asleep. And I was telling him, I was like, Papa, I was like, all my minnows died yesterday. I was like, I had that Yeti cooler, I had the aerator going, like I had it set up nice with cold water. And he kind of started laughing. He was like, you know what killed him? I'm like, what is it? He was like, you didn't have any foam in there. Something with that foam in the minnow bucket keeps oxygen in there, something with the bubbles. But I learned my lesson the hard way that trip. And then of course I was telling him about it, and he already knew. And when I went to the tackle store the next day to get some more minnows, I said something to them, and they're like, oh yeah, we see it all the time. People bring up a bucket up here with no foam in it, and it kills them minnows. So I learned my lesson the hard way on that. So now I've told y'all, so you don't have to do the same thing that I did and kill them all on accident. There we go. Another really deep school just out here in the middle, about 30 foot down. The wind's making it kind of tough, but I would imagine these will bite. They have probably not seen a fake bait. Yep, already on. Keeper size. Seems like the bigger ones I've caught today have actually been a little bit shallower, and the ones that I've caught in the deeper groups are smaller. Now they're biting a lot better real deep, but just because these fish are not pressured, but seems like the size is a little bit shallower. All right, there we go. 25 foot deep. See that bait falling into them. Should be getting the bite here in a second. If you're interested in doing this at Lake Wedowee on a guided trip, just let me know. Send me a message on Facebook, send me an email, leave me a comment. This right here is a nice one. Oh yeah. But yeah, I do guided trips on Lake Wedowee. We do a lot of this right here, catching these nice East Alabama crappie. Yeah, I started doing guide trips in July of 2022. So it's been just over 3 years now. I actually started off just doing bass trips. I mean, I've grown up bass and crappie fishing, but like I just assumed from all the videos that I used to post, it was just bass fishing. Well, I went out here and crappie fished one day when I got livescope, just messing around, and, you know, caught some and posted a video. And I had a lot of people, they were like, hey, do you do crappie fishing trips? And I'm like, no, I just bass fish. Well, then about a month goes by and I had a ton of people asking, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should do some crappie fishing trips. I had a lot of questions about it. And then I started catching some slabs like this right here on video and posting pictures. And I've been doing crappie trips ever since. I still do bass trips, don't get me wrong, but I would say 75% of what I do now is crappie fishing, and I love it. It's so much fun. I mean, it's hard to beat that right there. My favorite time to do guide trips, I mean, obviously I guide year round, but honestly, my favorite time has got to be late September and October into November, because these fish get grouped up just like this. They're nice ones, and you don't ever have to go too long without getting a bite, and the weather is just perfect. A lot of people are off the water because, you know, it's deer season, it's not lake season anymore, it's football season. Well, the good thing about a 4-hour guide trip would be we can come out here and fish till about 9 or 10 in the morning, 10:30, and be off the water before Alabama comes on, or Auburn, or Georgia, or whoever you like to watch. So, like I said, if you want to take a guide trip with me, just let me know. We'll get one worked out and come out here and get after some of these wedowee crappie, because there's a bunch of them. We gotta thin the herd. Big old group of them out here. My bait's in there now, so now it's just a matter of probably less than 10 seconds before one of them hits it. There we go. That was about 4 seconds. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. Nice slab right there. It's probably a, I don't know, 10.5, 11-inch fish. All right, this is probably the last one I catch for this video. Me and Emma might come out here in a little bit. We're gonna go eat lunch at Gedney's. Shout out Gedney's in Roanoke. That's the spot to be at on Sunday in East Alabama. So we're gonna go there, catch a lot of fish, eat a lot of food, come back here, probably come catch some more of these, and then I guess I'll do the chores that I was supposed to do for when I was coming down here, you know, cut grass, weed eats, and such. But for now, we'll catch a couple crappie, go to Gedney's, do yard work, and then when I come back, that was quick release. This is lucky day. So with that note, I'm gonna end this video. Part 2 hopefully is gonna be me and Emma are out here doing the same thing, catching some slabs.